What's up, everybody? This is DDball, live from the basement. Wow, that's the first time I've ever referred to myself as DDball. Yeah, so I figured I'd just come on camera and talk, like, for once. Yeah, it's not something I normally do, but yeah, I figured I'd just tell you about some of the things I'm working on, some of my plans and stuff like that. I recorded this is my second take of this video. The first one was just horrible because, as I mentioned before, I am not the greatest speaker, so, but, alright, so, as far as stuff that I'm working on here, I actually just, compiled this album here. I called it Parallel Synchronized Randomness. It's a pretty fitting title for what it is. It's basically just 22 tracks. Pretty much you can find all of it already on my YouTube channel. It's just stuff that I've been working on over the past year. Yeah, so I plan on sending it into Glacial Pace Recordings, which, as some of you may know, it's Isaac Brock's record label. So I'm not really sure what they're gonna think about it, but hopefully they at least enjoy it for what it is, and who knows, maybe something good will come out of it. I'm not really sure. Yeah, so I got that. Oh, what I wanted to talk about actually was what my current sound setup actually is, because I've had a pretty good amount of questions about it. Well, alright, so basically when I first started out, like, I don't even remember when that was, a couple years ago maybe, when I first started making YouTube videos, I was using my laptop webcam. I have like this, you know, HP Pavilion Entertainment laptop. It's not very awesome. It sucks. It's horrible. No, it's not that bad. But yeah, I was using the webcam and the built-in, like, integrated mic, and it's really didn't sound that great, but I didn't have anything else, and I wasn't even sure, like, at that point if I was gonna be doing this for that long. You know, I figured there wasn't really that many, like, Modest Mouse covers on YouTube, so I wanted to give those a try because, you know, as you may have guessed, they're my favorite band. So yeah, and I like covering the songs, I like singing them. Yeah, so I was using that. Honestly, when I first started out, I pretty much expected to be absolutely destroyed on YouTube, saying that I suck and I'm gay and things like that. Yeah, but, you know, surprisingly, you know, I guess there are nice people on YouTube, because luckily I haven't gotten many comments like that, because if I did, I probably wouldn't be doing this very much, honestly. Yeah, so, alright, after a while, I kind of decided that it was stupid to record with a webcam. It sounds like crap. I recorded a lot of, like, you know, my older videos on that, so that's why they don't sound great. So I decided to upgrade from a crappy setup to a slightly less crappy makeshift sound setup. Honestly, I didn't really know anything about, like, sound equipment or recording or anything like that when I started. So yeah, one year for Christmas I got this handy little device from my friend. It's Digitech RPX400 effects pedal. Yeah, doesn't it kind of look like a toy? It's kind of funny, but I guess it is a toy in a way. But yeah, it's got all these ports in the back for, like, you know, microphone, amp cable, USB ports, things like that. It's basically just an effects pedal that has a bunch of weird effects on it. Like, you know, I could plug my microphone in here and sound like Wally if I want to. Yeah, so I'm using this currently, and it's got yeah, I bought this microphone too. It's Shure PG58. As you can see, it's like very fancy. Yeah. Yeah, I got that at the store for like $70. It's pretty cheap. Like, I honestly didn't have enough money. I don't have enough money now, and that's why I don't have like awesome sound recording equipment and mixers and all that crap. But yeah, basically all that I am doing is I plug the microphone into this mic input in the back, and then there are there's output jacks for, you know, just the regular 1/4-inch amp cable, which, you know, just goes into your electric guitar or whatever, your amp. Yeah, so I have one end of this plugged into the output, and then the other end, all I do is I got this little thing here. It's like $4 at Radio Shack or wherever you go. All you do is just plug this in here and then plug it into the microphone port of I plug it into the microphone port of my laptop. So, and then I just record everything into this free program called Audacity, which probably a lot of you have heard of. It's not the greatest program, and I'll admit, like, it freezes about every other time. I think it's my computer though, so yeah, that gets really annoying when, you know, I record a video, you know, that I've been working hard on to get it like perfect, and then it's like, oh, Audacity has stopped working. Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, so I've taken many takes of a lot of these videos, and, you know, sometimes when I get it perfectly, it stops working, and then I try to record it again, and then it's not as good, but whatever. As long as it's, you know, as long as it's pretty good, I'm okay with it. I'm willing to release it. Yeah, so that's my sound setup. I'm hoping to upgrade it. I'm actually borrowing this little thing right here. It's borrowing from my friend. That's how I'm recording this little talking video here. Yeah, so as far as my future plans, I'm obviously going to be doing more covers because, you know, I like doing that, and you know, people have been giving me good feedback on them, so I guess they like them. But, you know, I know a lot of you have been like, hey man, where's all the lyrics and stuff? Where's the songs with the lyrics? Make a real song. You know what? I don't like that real song thing. Just an instrumental song is a real song too. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, the reason I haven't done many the reason I haven't written many songs is because I'm not 100% confident with, you know, writing lyrics at this point. And I've gotten more confident with my singing, but still not 100%. I guess I'll never be 100%, but yeah, so I consider myself a decent writer at least, but I'm still working on the lyrics thing. It's really weird how songs come together. They're just like, sometimes they seem to be just a bunch of random lines, but they all just work so well, and that's really what I'm working for. You know, I only have one song that has vocals, which some of you may have heard. It's pretty short, and I don't know, it just kind of came to me. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I made up this like bass riff that was pretty simple, and it just seemed to be fitting for vocals, so I gave that a try. Yeah, so that's the only song I have with vocals. Yeah, I'll probably work on like creating some sort of vocal album, since I've already made this one, which is mostly instrumental tracks. So yeah, look for that in the coming months, possibly. If I get new sound stuff, I'll probably be more likely to start working on that sooner. Yeah, so there's that. Let's see. Another thing I want to talk about is I always get a lot of people saying like, oh, why don't you have more page views? Why don't you have more video views? And I mean, honestly, I don't really know how to answer that question. I guess not a lot of people listen to the kind of music that I like. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who do, but there's also a lot of covers online on YouTube, and the chances of them happening to stumble upon my cover, might not be that great. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really advertise my videos at all. The only thing I really do to advertise them is sometimes I will occasionally post them as video responses to either another cover of the same song or the actual song itself, if there's a video that's gonna actually let me respond to it. Yeah, so I don't know. I've gotten a fair amount of views on certain videos. It's funny. Oh my god, the most haunting thing. I recorded a video of the song Fireflies by Owl City. I don't know. I don't like that song at all. I don't know why. I guess I just wanted to see, since it was popular at the time, I wanted to see what would happen if I just, put something out there. And yeah, I got like so many views on that video compared to all my other ones, and I was like, really? Like, come on. This is not the work that I'm proud of. Like, I wish I had more views on, better things, but yeah. So that's my little rant about that. Let's see. I want to talk about my playlists that I have. I don't know if most of you know. I never really like announced it in any way, but just in case you didn't know, I have a playlist tab on my channel. Like pretty much everyone has a playlist tab, but yeah, if you go in there, you can find my Modest Mouse playlist, which is all the covers of every Modest Mouse song I've done since I started. I have a playlist for Frank Black covers. I haven't really done too many of those, but Frank Black's definitely one of my favorite artists. Frank Black of the Pixies, in case you didn't know. I have a few other random playlists like Radiohead, which, wow, Radiohead is amazing. Like, I actually just got into them like last fall, and I don't know how I did not know about them before, because wow, they just like completely changed my view of music, and kind of like how Modest Mouse did. I mean, I can just throw on Modest Mouse or Radiohead any time of the day and listen to that all day. Like, sometimes I just like sit in my room and listen to the music. Like, I don't do anything else because it's awesome. But yeah, I also have let's see. Yeah, I also have my original songs playlist, which well, I've kept pretty much every single upload since what am I? See, these are the troubles that I have. I get very tongue-tied sometimes. I don't know why. But I've kept every upload almost since I started making videos. And that's why, some of them don't sound that great, because they were recorded with my webcam, so, or it could be that I just, wasn't quite as good back then, which I wasn't. When I first started making these videos, I had only been playing for like not even a year, not even 6 months even, so it was pretty rough, but it was fun. I always like making videos. It's just my hobby. It's like the main thing that I like to do. So yeah, those are my playlists. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about here in this time? Jeez, it's already 15 minutes, man. Wow. Alright, well, if you actually made it to this point, then you must like me. I'm just kidding. Um, I guess I'll just talk a little bit about myself for a few minutes. Well, I would say that my main musical influences are definitely Modest Mouse. I've been listening to them for like 7 years, pretty much 7 years straight. I mean, I can play like most of their songs, I think, by now. There's a few random oddities, and their newer stuff is a little bit harder to play since it's just got so much going on. There's so many instruments. Yeah, I went to a Modest Mouse concert last summer in Boston. I live in Pennsylvania, so that was an 8-hour drive, but it was the closest thing, and I've always wanted to see them, and I don't regret it at all. It was the best trip I've ever made, almost. But yeah, so I went there, and Morning Teleportation played first, and they were awesome. But freaking, they took like an hour to set up, and it was just like, wow. But I guess, they have a lot of instruments. They had, their 2 drummers look like a mirror image when they were playing, but and they had all those like banjos and all that random stuff. I swear this one guy with a beard and glasses just came out on stage like 15 times and tuned the same guitar. So I assumed Modest Mouse just wasn't ready to come out on stage, and they were just trying to kill time. But yeah, so they're my main influence. I also the main bands I would say that I'm really into are Modest Mouse, Radiohead, Morphine, which seems like nobody knows about Morphine, but they're this band from Boston, and the lead singer actually, I believe he died on stage, actually, which is pretty sad. Unfortunate, because the music is just really, really unique, and I still don't think to this day that anyone's really reproduced or even come close to like sounding like Morphine. So if you've never heard of them, definitely check them out. It's pretty like jazzy. It's based around like a bass, saxophone, and drums mainly. So, but yeah, Mark Sandman, the singer of Morphine, is just amazing. Like I've really been into them. I'm also into like Frank Black and the Pixies. My dad kind of introduced me to them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're Modest Mouse's influence as well, if I read the bio correctly. It's like kind of like space rock, indie rock, alternative, things like that. So I'm into that. I really like The National. What else do I like? See, I can't really think of anything now that I'm actually recording this video. Let me just look in my playlist here and figure out what I actually like. Oh yeah, this may seem kind of weird, but I'm really into like progressive metal, and I found this band recently, Animals as Leaders, and oh my god, they are just ridiculous. Like, if you're into progressive metal at all, or even if you're not and you just want something different, check them out. My favorite song by them is probably Tempting Time. So yeah, check that one out. Let's see. As far as recent stuff that I've got into, I really liked the band Early Mart, which I found on Last FM while I was like listening to I don't know, some playlist. There's also Tame Impala. My friend recently showed them to me, and they're really cool. What else here? Ambulance LTD. I really love Ambulance LTD. Kind of like that dream pop, like shoegazing movement kind of stuff. Bad Veins. They're pretty interesting. Like, I went to see them in concert last summer, and yeah, I had never heard of them before. They're kind of under the radar. But yeah, their first album was really cool. I love Beck. Built to Spill. Pretty much just going down the list here right now, trying to figure out. I'm sorry if this video is boring. I'm not really a very lively person, honestly. I guess I can be sometimes. Let's see. I like the Gorillas, as well as I don't know if any of you know Del the Funky Homo Sapien, Deltron 3030. Probably the only rap that I'll actually listen to besides some other random stuff. What else here? This is taking forever. Guthrie Govan's really cool. I like guitar work. Speaking of guitar work, I also like Anton Dufour. He's an acoustic artist from the Candy Rat Records channel, which is on YouTube. I really got into Interpol last summer. Saw them in concert as well at this place in Philly, and it was super awesome. Kings of Convenience was kind of one of my early influences. Yeah, so Memory Tapes. Yeah, that's my kind of music right there. Memory Tapes. I don't know if any of you have heard of them, but I've made a few videos, just random things. It's really weird music, but it's really interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Last thing. I don't know. Pinback. They're really cool. They're kind of like Modest Mouse, if you've never heard of them. Really, really awesome bassist. Armistead Smith is his name. What a great name that is. Yeah, so I listen to a lot of different things. I don't really limit myself, and it's mostly alternative stuff, but I listen to whatever sounds good. I can't listen to the radio. I'm sorry. For those of you who do listen to the radio and who enjoy it, that's completely awesome and everything. I don't have anything against people who like the radio, but I just feel like the songs that you hear on the radio are definitely more of they're a product, basically, whereas kind of this underground type alternative music is more music for the sake of music, or art music. It's closer to that. So that's why I like mostly alternative. Let's see, what else can I say about me? I've been going on for too long. I don't really like talking about myself, honestly, but when else do I ever go on camera? What am I doing in my life right now? I just got a new job. I used to work. I still work at GameStop. I've been working there for 5 years, and I make crap pay, but yeah, there's not really that many jobs in this area. I'm gonna be working at Subway. I'm not really looking forward to that. Don't really like the idea of handling people's food in front of them, because I know there's gonna be people who are just like, "What the hell are you doing, kid?" Yeah, there's gonna be people like that. I know it, and I don't want to deal with those people. So I'm just gonna be like, "Sir, all our portions are set by company standards, so I can't actually give you any more meat unless you want to pay extra." Yeah. So I'm starting that new job. I'm not really looking forward to it, but I'm gonna make money. I need money at this point, because I'm living in this basement right now. This is where I do all my recording. And I need to get out of here soon. I'm gonna be going to nursing school, believe it or not, this summer. I was going to Penn State before for information science and technology, and I was doing really well and everything, getting 4.0s and almost 4.0s, but it just was not what I want to be doing at this point in my life. That's one thing that really bothered me. I was always a good student, and I feel like the only option that the teachers would say and the parents would say would just be oh, well, you gotta go to college, you have to get if you don't go to college these days, you'll just, you'll end up being a loser. But the truth is, now that I've seen it, like, college is kind of BS. I learned virtually nothing from college, aside from maybe how to manage my time better, how to work with people. I guess I learned calculus in college, but when am I ever gonna use that, honestly? Yeah, so, I'm gonna be going to nursing school. Wait, I just completely skipped my topic that I was talking about. Alright. Yeah, so what I was saying was, like, if you're at that point in your life where you're trying to decide if college is for you or not, definitely look into other things, because there are other things out there. Like, I was in a 4-year program, and I spent so much time, so much effort, like, working on all those projects, and it was not worth it at all. I mean, you can get a great job if you go to college. You can get a pretty good job with an IT associate's degree if you really want. I really wanted to do something with music. I was thinking music therapy. I was gonna try and apply at Temple University to do that program, but I'm, like, self-taught. I've only been playing for a few years, and, like, I knew that if I went into that environment, everyone would be way ahead of me. I mean, I can't even read, like, sheet music for the life of me, so I guess I've never really tried to study it or anything, but yeah, so that's why I didn't do that. So hopefully this nursing thing works out. The main reason I chose is just because I need something where, it's an 11-month program, so once I get out of that, I'm going to be making money right away. I'm probably going to have a job, like, right away, because the job placement level is really high. Yeah, so I'm just going to use that to support my musical pursuits. What was I going to say? Oh, I completely forgot. Yeah, so, well, that's pretty much all I'm gonna say for today, I guess. Gotta go get some lunch now. But yeah, I mean, as far as this album, I don't really have any kind of, like, download link or digital copy, because honestly, there's mistakes on there. There's bad audio quality in certain tracks, and it's not, like, a super polished product. And I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm not really sure, because I recorded the video previous to this and I said kind of similar things. But so if I said that already, I apologize. Yeah, but I don't know. If you would really like a copy of it, I suppose I could mail it to you. I've mailed it to a few people already. Yeah, so I'll keep you updated with that, and last thing I want to say is, the comments, man. The comments are great. Like, they have really been inspiring to me, and I honestly didn't know that there were nice people on YouTube. I thought they were all, out to get you. But that's not true. There's some great people on YouTube. There's some super talented people that I've met, and I've made a lot of friends on YouTube, so that's really cool. Yeah, so thanks for the comments, guys. Like, seriously, they are what keep me going, and I always enjoy reading them. I always enjoy reading any messages that I get, messages of praise. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep doing this for a long time, I hope, and maybe someday I'll get somewhere with it, but I guess we'll see. See what happens. But yeah, if you don't be afraid to send me a message if you have a question, or if you want tabs for something, like, or a song request. Like, I seriously do read every message. I check it every day. I try to check every comment, but sometimes I don't get them for some reason. Like, I see comments that appear that I had no idea were even there, so apologize if you felt overlooked somehow. But yeah, feel free to message me anytime. I don't really have too much going on besides, this new job that I'm starting and whatever I'm doing with music. So, yeah, I guess that's it for now. I'm gonna go get some food. So, all right, I'll see you guys later.